How's it going, everyone, and welcome to another enthralling episode of Two Nerds a Podcast. I am Buddy the Bruiser.
And I'm Dynamite Jared Latchy.
Jared, how have you been the past week? I've been out of town and very out of touch with Ashtabula and what's been going on. Why don't you tell me what you've been doing?
I've been very depressed.
Besides sleeping.
I've been very depressed. I've been very sleepy. I've been sitting and I've been taking naps and going to work.
Sounds very exciting.
Yeah, Ashtabula is the place to be. And I'm sad that you missed all the events.
Sad I missed all the,
Yeah.
the exciting things going on. I just want to take a second and say thank all of you for subscribing. And now I know what you're thinking. Buddy, I didn't fucking subscribe to your channel, but you're thinking about it right now, aren't you? You're thinking about it. So just go click that. They might be. They very well might be. Go click that subscribe button, and if you enjoy listening to us talk every week or whatever, give this video a like. Really helps.
Also, reevaluate your life decisions.
Reevaluate a lot of things about your life, but it really helps our self-esteem when we see those thumbs up. So
it also helps our self-esteem when our views hit anywhere above 50.
So we'll see.
Anywhere above 50. 51, I'm like, oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
Hot episode this week.
This week was a hit, man. Oh, fuck. But yeah, I've been in Columbus all week. Went to a last-minute Halloween party at this frat house, which was...
After Halloween,
Yeah.
which I think is a sin.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'll celebrate Halloween all fucking year. I don't give a shit. There was a pretty cool Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho costume there, so hats off to those guys.
Yeah, it's like all I hear from Buddy all week is just like one text, and it's like, I'm at this shitty Halloween party, and there's a cool Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho costume here. I'm like, oh, sick.
But
Do
yeah,
you have the list?
the list of Jericho made an appearance.
All right, cool.
Besides that, I caught the Good Charlotte tour with Story So Far and 4 Years Strong.
Oh.
Really only went to
Pop
see.
punk.
Really only went because I wanted to see 4 Years Strong and because my girlfriend and a couple other friends were going. But we ended up missing most of 4 Years Strong set, which was pretty disappointing. But I've seen them like 10 times, so I mean, I don't really give a shit.
How was Good Charlotte?
Good Charlotte was decent. I mean, there's surprisingly a lot of Good Charlotte fans still around, apparently, because there are a lot of people in some eyeliner at that show.
Aren't they doing the like Fall Out Boy thing now?
What's the Fall Out Boy thing?
The like pop thing.
I don't recall hearing any. There were like a couple new songs, but they didn't sound like too poppy. But yeah, they mostly played like old stuff. So I mean, that was good.
Remember what was their big hit? I don't even.
They
remember.
had like.
I'll remember when you say it.
Like they had the anthem.
Okay, yeah.
They had.
This is the anthem.
Yeah, they had that. They had a lot of songs that like people don't like put together that was Good Charlotte. Like they have like the little things. They have like I just wanna live. And they have fucking what's that other song? Lifestyles of the Rich and the Famous. I don't know. They have a lot of mid 2000s radio hits.
I was never
a huge shout out to Beth Doyle. Loves Good Charlotte more than anything in the world.
And is not listening.
Listening to this fucking show. But yeah, we actually put on Twitter. Whoever our 100th follower is gets a shout out, and it was my cousin Chandler. So shout out to Chandler Candela. All I gotta say about that is put some fucking clothes on in your Abby girl. But that's about it.
Can I be wearing any less clothes?
Could you be wearing any less clothes, Chandler? I actually have not.
What's the Joey episode where he comes in wearing
he's wearing all of Chandler's
clothes?
clothes.
He's like, "Hi, I'm Chandler. Could I be wearing any more clothes?"
I'm actually not sure if my cousin is named after Chandler, but she actually might be.
How old is she?
18, 19.
So she.
I've
a strong possibility.
I mean, I've never asked my aunt and uncle that, but
it sounds. Totally
all of us like friends.
They were expecting a boy, and then it just came out, and they're like, "Fuck it, Chandler anyway."
Chandler anyway. But yeah. So on the topic of 4 Years Strong, I guess we were talking about that a little bit earlier. They just announced their 10-year anniversary tour of Rise or Die Trying. And Jared is
So if you're a 4 Year Strong fan, chances are 4 Year Strong fan,
quote
chances are that's
quote
probably
unquote
the only album you've ever heard. And so what they're playing the whole album from top.
front to back. I'm assuming since the album's only a half hour long, they'll play like the singles from their other albums after. Um,
Yeah, they'll play fucking
like
what's the one?
wasting time
Wasting
and
Time.
it really must really suck to be 4 years strong right
Yeah,
now, and
then they'll play fuck,
they'll play
I
like
can't remember song names right now. All I know is that they'll be playing Beat Down in the Key of Happy.
oh, and I'll be moshing extremely hard. I will definitely be going to the show. I'm assuming Jared would probably also go.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't really go to shows that much anymore.
This was the first show I've been to, like this Good Charlotte show was the first show I've been to in about 2 years. When I saw like Light Years and Cruel Hand and a couple other bands, but I ended up leaving because I don't listen to like, because I think like Real Friends and like some other band were headlining, but I left before that.
Ooh. I get so like messed up by like the headliners these days that like someone will be headlining a show, but I'm going for someone else, and that like has never happened to me before. Like it's always been like I would go to a show
For the headliner,
the
but like
headliner,
now it's not
but
like
now
that.
it's always like some band that's just like I always thought was like not as big as
Yeah,
the
like
band I'm
it,
going to see. Like it'll be a bit some band like the last show I went to was Into It Over It, and some band that I don't even recall. The band that I don't recall was headlining, and apparently they're like this huge fucking band that like
you don't remember
everyone
it.
fucking listens to. I had never heard of them before. I thought for sure Into It Over It was headlining.
Was this
And they
recent?
weren't.
Was
Yeah,
this recently?
This was recently at the in Cleveland, fucking whatever venue it was, but it was that was weird. I stuck around for them and for the headliners, and their set was like 2.5 hours long. I was just like,
Jesus.
dude, I can't fucking do this. They were like some folk rock band.
Oh.
It was weird.
Interesting stuff. But yeah, I was kind of surprised. Well, I don't know if I was really surprised, but to me, it's a little weird that Story So Far played after 4 Year Strong, because I think Story So Far has like 3 albums under their belt, and 4 Year Strong has been around for like 15 years. But I guess that just shows how popular Story So Far actually is. That they're playing after veterans essentially. But yeah,
Played after 4 Year Strong.
yeah, it was like
I guess 4 Year Strong's not as big as they used to be.
I mean, to be honest, like 4 Year Strong kind of fell off once they released that Any Way, Shape, or Form album.
I think they went on hiatus. That album sucks.
I don't think they went on hiatus. Like they kicked out their synth player.
Did they kick him out or did he just leave?
Well, they
They separated.
they separated because they felt that synth was no longer necessary for their band. So then they released the In Any Way, Shape, or Form album in like 2012, I think. And then they released their self-titled album, which is actually pretty good, but it's not like monumental or anything like that in like 2015, I believe.
I thought it was great.
I mean, yeah, I thought it was good, but I wasn't like blown away by it or anything.
I was.
You were blown away?
I was really blown away by it because their last album was so fucking bad. Like really fucking bad.
Can you
that one came out and it was just like really good. And so Jesus Christ. They're right back on track. So, I don't know.
Do you feel that like every band that's been around for like a significant amount of time, like over 10 years or so, don't they all have like that one album that is just not good? Like, do you feel that way?
I'm sure I could think of exceptions if I really thought about it, but I'm not going to think about it because we're going to talk about other things, hopefully.
What do you want to talk about?
I don't know. I'm not saying we need to get off the subject right now. I'm just saying that, like, I'm not going to think about it right now because that would be like 10 minutes of dead air and me just being like, like, maybe I'll try and think of it as we're talking.
Okay. Well, I mean, one that comes off the top of my head immediately is Metallica. And most people could argue that it's even like 3 or 4 albums that aren't as good. But if you were to look at their entire discography, Saint Anger is the one that sticks out as the absolute worst. But some people say Load and Reload also are trash, and Death Magnetic is just a shell of what they used to be.
I agree with those arguments.
You don't like Load or Reload?
Fuck no, those albums suck.
Cat. They've got some jammers. I can't
No,
even lie.
They suck.
All right. Whatever you say, man.
Let's see here. Now you're really gonna make me think. I feel like that there's probably like punk bands.
Just so everyone knows, Jared is now swinging around a maraca.
A little mini Corona Light maraca. Stephanie got back onto the show.
I saw her tweet.
Yeah, she tweeted at us. So thanks for listening, Stephanie, even though we've been putting out, well, some subpar material.
If you want to see the best of October, check out the compilation video of all of our Cocktober discussions, and see Jared pretty much get murdered every single week.
I'm still recovering.
Still recovering.
Still recovering from Cocktober. Like what the one guy said, Jared really sucks at this. I'm not really sure if that's a compliment. Like, I suck at picking out hot dudes. Like, all right, dude, I guess that's reaffirming my
heterosexual status.
heterosexuality, I guess. I don't know. Man, I can think of bands that didn't put out any bad albums, but it's like, how long did they really stick around? So because I mean, eventually they broke up in most cases or went on hiatus. How about System of a Down?
I don't know.
Don't think they've been around long enough? Or
no, I'm just saying I'm not as familiar with all of their work as a whole.
All right,
well, I know like the album with like Toxicity and stuff like that on it, but
you mean Toxicity?
Yeah. Isn't that what I said?
You said the Toxicity is on it, which is true.
But
is that the album? Is Toxicity?
That is okay. It's been many years. Like I know like that album, and then I know like the major singles, but I don't. I've never got too in depth.
They're self-titled, which everyone loves, and then I believe Toxicity was after that. There might have been something in between. Oh no, Steal This Album. So it was self-titled, Steal This Album, Toxicity, and then Hypnotize and Mesmerize, which some people would argue that Mesmerize and Hypnotize were not as good, but I like them. I thought that all their albums were good. And
I've learned about.
Actually, there you go. They announced a new album this week.
I actually did see that article about that.
So that's big news in the music world.
I didn't realize before we started doing this podcast. I didn't realize that you liked System of a Down as much as you do, I guess, or as much as you did.
Hey man, I grew up like going through junior high when like nu metal was like at its fucking height. So just like all those like Linkin Park, Korn, Limp Bizkit, System of a Down. Like I don't listen to them like as big as I used to, but it's like I grew up with all that music. So if you put it on, I'll still be like, oh shit, like, you know. But like System of a Down probably out of those bands stands out as probably the best band that put out like all good albums. And
out of those, Linkin Park is probably by far the most like commercially successful out of those.
Linkin Park was great.
I know.
I would argue that their only great album is Hybrid Theory.
Hybrid Theory. I liked part. I forget. I'm gonna murder how you pronounce this. Like
Meteora.
Yeah, I thought that one had a couple because that one came out when I was in junior high, so everyone was really into that album and like
everybody was making Dragon Ball Z music videos.
Yeah, like if it's if every school dance, like in junior high, they would end the dance with "Numb," and then everyone would go home after. Like the dance,
So fucking funny.
the dance would not be concluded until "Numb" by Linkin Park was played.
Have you watched that video where, well, that Vine, R.I.P. That that it's like the Seinfeld bass line.
Oh,
with,
the like the Linkin
Numb's
Park.
boom, boom, boom,
That's
boom,
like that.
boom,
That's
boom, boom.
that's
And
one
it's
of my favorite vines.
because that's so fun. And what does it say? Like, I want to die, or like,
It's so ridiculous. They didn't they? It's on YouTube. They put it's like the Seinfeld theme, like full with a Limp Bizkit song over it. Do you remember what song that was? It's like Limp Bizkit and Seinfeld. It's like super ridiculous. It's like,
I
oh,
haven't
it's all
seen that.
about the he said, she said.
oh, that's break stuff.
Yeah, Break Stuff Seinfeld mashup. Highly recommend.
And then I saw one recently with Evanescence. I think it was only a matter of time.
Yeah.
That was like, here, I'll look what you just set up right now. I
The
don't care that we're on the air. I want to hear it. And if YouTube fucking comes at us, you can't be using the fucking Break Stuff Seinfeld mashup on your podcast. Well, I won't be putting it right up to the mic, but it's definitely going to be on.
damn.
So, anyways, new System of a Down album. Really excited.
You just see the thumbnail for this
pictures,
video.
if you can imagine, or just go on YouTube. Well, you're probably on YouTube listening to this. By the way, check out archive.org where you can get downloadable versions of all of our episodes.
Or just check out archive.org for all their other stuff.
Yeah, for all the other material they have on there. Anyways, so imagine, if you will, Jerry Seinfeld with, with his sweater vest and all that on, but with Fred Durst's head.
With a backwards hat.
With a backwards hat and his little spirit patch or whatever, soul patch, goatee thing going on. So anyways, let's do this. And I'll just be listening to this. What do you want to talk about, buddy? It sounds good. It sounds great.
I know. I said I highly recommend. Jared's going apeshit right now. I wish you could see his dancing.
This is the happiest I've been in like a month.
Keep getting it, Jared.
It's so perfect.
Have you really not heard this before?
I've never heard this.
It's so good.
That's the best ever. Oh my god. Oh wow.
Wow, so that was the Fred Durst Seinfeld mashup.
That was amazing. And
So yeah, I think that came out a couple years ago or like last year. But very good.
I'm like blown away by how good that was. So anyways, yeah. Let's get to some nerdy stuff. Because let's face it, Fred Durst is not nerdy.
Fred Durst is
That's cool
absolutely
kid
not.
stuff.
Cat got kicked out of a WWE show before for fucking flipping off the camera, I think, or he was like swearing or something.
He's
Definitely
in a
not-
WWE video game as like
Yeah, I
an
know.
unlockable character.
Definitely not a nerd.
So I think over the weekend or maybe before the weekend, they released a photo of the new Power Ranger suits for the new Power Ranger movie that's coming out. And have you seen the trailer for this movie?
I haven't seen the trailer,
It looks
no.
so fucking serious.
Really?
It looks like so serious, and like I was disappointed in the trailer because it's like a 3-minute fucking like teaser trailer.
Uh-huh.
Like you barely see like anything. It's a lot of them fighting with like no suits on and everything. So I was like, what the fuck is this? This is just gonna be like a bunch of like teenagers that wear
Am I even watching a Power Rangers trailer right
like
now?
well, you know that in the old Power Rangers show they always wore their shirt colors were always the color of the
they
Ranger.
looked
So like so obviously no one could ever figure out that they were the fucking Power Rangers.
right.
But so I thought that maybe like the movie, like they're gonna take it like a super serious, like they're not gonna get cool costumes. They're gonna get fucking
Realistic fucking.
like they're just gonna be kids that like get powers and like learn how to fight
Oh, you didn't
randomly.
even think they'd have costumes at all.
No, they would just be like that, like they would discover like some inner potential or whatever and like become kung fu masters and just fight in like color coded outfits.
Hmm.
But at the end of the trailer, like they say it's morphin time or something,
Oh,
and it's like a
man.
brief flash of the fucking like suit. Maybe I can't remember. I only watched the trailer once because I wasn't like enamored with it. Like I thought that it's just funny to like try and make Power Rangers kind of dark.
Serious. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel like everything nowadays, when it's remade, they have to have some sort of gritty, like super serious tone to it.
Well, because everybody that watched it growing up now they're adults, and so it's like you want to see it through like an adult like.
Adult perspective.
But anyways, they released a picture of the costumes, and they look pretty cool.
I honestly think they look really cool, actually.
Yeah.
There's a lot of emphasis. I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but I don't know. What did you think of them?
I thought that they looked cool. They're faithful, and
Like
they're faithful, but still fresh.
I
and
think
new.
that's what like they put emphasis that these are the Power Rangers. Like it's not like they're throwing these costumes like way out of left field. They look like super ridiculous. Like they
it's
look
not
like,
like the RoboCop
like-
suit that
right.
was just like
that. Yeah.
But like if you saw that movie, like he started off like looking a lot like traditional RoboCop, and then they're like paint it black, and so then they made him black, and like he looks nothing like RoboCop, and then at the end of that movie, he looks like RoboCop again, in hopes that there would be a fucking sequel, which I don't think that there is because that movie. I don't want to say it sucked because it didn't. It was actually exceeded my expectations, which isn't saying much because they were like about an inch off the ground. But I like it wasn't bad, but I still don't like it because I'm just like I'm old ultra violent RoboCop, and it wasn't that, and it wasn't as good as that. It wasn't even as close to as good as that. But it was a PG-13 movie about a guy that once looked like RoboCop, and then they painted him black, and then they made him look like RoboCop again.
Damn.
When he discovered himself.
So back to the Power Rangers. You've seen the trailer and the costumes. I've only seen the costumes.
Did you look at the Megazord though?
I did.
The Megazord, on the other hand, looks like shit.
It's kind of ridiculous. Yeah.
The thing with the old Megazord was, and the thing that I see a lot of people complaining about, which I agree with, is that the old Megazord, and I'm assuming this Megazord still, it's supposed to be all the Zords they combine into one giant fucking Megazord.
Right. Makes
And
that's
so
how
on
it
the
used
old
to be.
one, like it would show how they were combining, and you could see the fucking like
How they all piece together.
parts
Yeah.
and everything.
Yeah.
And like they even made the toys that you could put them together and it would make the Megazord because they literally just pieced together like that. Kind of like a Transformer with like back in my day when Transformers would transform, you could kind of still tell what they were before because all their parts were still there. You know what I mean?
Right.
Now Transformer, aside from Optimus Prime, when they transform in these new movies, they just become like some sleek looking robot that looks absolutely nothing like
What it came from. Yeah.
I'd say that Bumblebee and Optimus Prime are like the two exceptions to that rule, and just barely like, but at least in Bumblebee's case, barely. Optimus is pretty faithful, but so yeah, that's kind of what this reminds me of, is that like is all these robots now need to be all sleek, and like you look at it and you can't even tell how these Zords are going to form
fuse together.
Yeah, it just looks like some fucking robot. Not even it does. It looks like an alien, honestly. But I guess from the trailer is that all this technology is alien technology in this new.
So talk about in the trail, like how old are the Power Rangers in this?
I think they're still teenagers.
They're still teenage.
Yeah.
So we can't comment on the pink and yellow Rangers' breasts in these costumes. They're definitely under the age of 18.
I think that we can because I believe that the actors and actresses will all be over the age of 18. And so it's just kind of like watching like porn where it says like high school girl gets pounded by her teacher or something like that.
But they wait till the actress is 18 before they
But
release.
yeah, it's just like an 18-year-old actress that still looks kind of young, so like it's a way for perverts to like look at this stuff legally.
Damn.
One comment that I did see is if you look at, I don't know if you noticed, but people look for this stuff nowadays. On the pink and yellow Rangers outfits, on their suits, they kind of have like a thong.
I did not notice that. I'm gonna pull up this picture
They have
again.
like a thong outline, and like I don't mind it because like honestly, these outfits are just like they're all form fitting, but it's like not really like a sexual thing. I don't know, and I'm not gonna get aroused by like a little like thong piece over the top of it. Nonetheless, people online are complaining about it and saying that they're sexualizing the Power Ranger suits and stuff, and I don't see why the thongs are necessary on them.
I don't see any thongs in this particular picture. They all look the same as the other ones, unless there's a different photo of it.
Oh yeah, there might be a different photo.
Because in that one, all the crotches look the
you can
same.
See, maybe like the Yellow Rangers. I will pull it up and show you, and hopefully we can take some, or you can talk while I look this up.
Were you super into Power Rangers when you were little? Because I was a very casual Power Rangers person. I was never too into it. But I know like a lot of my cousins, really my only male little cousin, was super into Power Rangers. He actually had a Power Rangers cake for a few years, like a Red Ranger cake for his birthday, and then he had like a Blue Ranger cake, I think, like the next year or something. But yeah, I never really got into Power Rangers that much. Like I would watch it if it was on. David Jackson is super into Power Rangers still. So shout out to Dave Jackson. Good dude. Are you finding this picture? Because I'm running out of things to talk about.
Yeah,
Kat.
I have it up right here, and I don't know how far I can zoom in on it, but you can definitely. I'm pulling it up on Instagram. You can definitely see the Pink Ranger's little kind of thong thing. But I mean, at the same time here, I'm looking at the Black Ranger, and he's kind of got like a little cock piece.
I was gonna say, like in the picture I saw, they all kind of look the same.
Well, look here, you can kind of see.
In this picture, there's definitely a thong on the Pink Ranger and the Yellow Ranger.
So do you think that if you remove the thong,
well, no, because the Red Ranger kind of has it too, but I think it's just like the lighting in this picture.
Well, these are man thongs that the other guys are wearing, and man thongs aren't sexual. You're allowed to wear a man thong, and no one's ever going to call you out for sexualizing men in 2016.
In Trump's America.
Yeah, but so yeah, man thongs are acceptable, women thongs are not. Do you think that these thongs will be removable in this very dark film, and that the Red Ranger is finally going to stick it to the Pink Ranger?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Do you think that they'll have like Power Ranger, like powered up penises and vaginas?
Definitely not. If there is any sort of sexual scenario in this Power Rangers movie, it's going to be a Killing Joke scenario where it just kind of pans away and then you know what happened and you don't actually see it. Because like still like even though this is a great...
so like we're saying that the Pink Ranger is mounting the Red Ranger right now, right? She's like
if the scenario,
she's kind of like on top of him, she's kind of straddling him like fucking Batgirl did to Batman in Killing Joke.
If the scenario exists,
and
then
the
yes.
animated film. And so do you think that she will remove the thong?
Do you think they could have sex in the Power Ranger suits as it is? Because Batman had sex in his cowl and everything. So
So we assume.
so we assume.
He never removed his cowl. Do you think that Batman? Did we ask the question if Batman has a little dick flap on his suit? I actually saw a Batman porno once where like he did have like a little dick flap, so that like the porn actor that was portraying Batman could like get his dick out while wearing.
But that's a like this. We'll ask Twitter if you think Batman has a dick flap for his.
Yeah.
I have a serious question to ask you.
Oh man.
On the concept of dick flaps.
Okay.
So when I was on set, over the summer on one of the projects I was on, the males were in a very heated discussion about dick flaps on underwear.
Okay.
Do you actually use the dick flap, or you just pull your underwear down and put your dick over it?
Oh man.
Because
it's a usually use the dick flap, but
you use the dick flap.
But every now
I can honestly say
that you don't.
I have never once used the dick flap on a pair of underwear.
I usually use the dick flap, but every now and then I'll do the pull down.
I think this is a poll we can put on Twitter.
All right.
Do you? Because I honestly have never used the dick flap on a pair of underwear, and Jared is saying that he does use the dick flap.
I don't like using the dick flap on like briefs or like boxer briefs because it's kind of tight.
But do you wear briefs though? Like
I wear boxer briefs a lot.
I wear boxer briefs, but I haven't worn a pair of.
We are both
briefs.
men that wear very tight pants.
Yeah,
so like,
you got to wear the boxer briefs.
Yeah,
because if you wear straight up boxers, like they're very crunchy, and I don't know what the word is. They don't fit well under our tight jeans. So you got to wear the boxer briefs. What are you doing?
So, anyways, but we're getting back. We're getting off subject, and that'll be a poll on Twitter. But I hope the microphone's picking this up. So it's just one of those days. So, do you think? I'm just asking you. Do you think that if there's a sex scene in the new Power Rangers movie that we could talk about next September, that you know, the Pink Ranger's like kind of straddling the Red Ranger, and before the cutaway, she removes the pink thong from the Power Ranger suit, kind of tosses it over her shoulder.
I honestly do not think we're going to see a sex scene in this movie.
I'm saying theoretical.
If we theoretically see a sex scene in that movie, sure. I would love to see the pink thong just go up. It would be a very comedic moment. But I honestly don't think that there's going to be a sex scene in this movie, because even though this is a grittier remake for adult, at least not one that you see, even though this is a grittier remake for adults, these adults that watched the Power Rangers are going to bring their kids to this.
I don't really know if I want to go gritty, because I'm assuming that it's still PG-13, which, I mean, you can still get it kind of gritty, but, I mean, by dark and gritty, we don't mean, like, they're going to be fucking, like, killing each other.
No, I don't mean like that.
I'm just fucking. Obviously, I know, buddy, that there's not going to be a sex scene in the movie. Jesus fucking Christ. Let me fucking have some fun with this.
I'll let you have your fun.
Piece of shit. They're sexualizing my Power Rangers by putting thongs on the Pink Ranger and the fucking Yellow Ranger and man thongs on all the other ones. God damn it, Trump. Trump won the election.
So,
and like,
is the Black Ranger... I didn't see the trailer. Is the Black Ranger actually black?
No. So they have gone very politically correct with this. The Black Ranger is now the Asian one.
Then what's the yellow one? Is just a white girl?
I think might be a black girl.
A black girl?
Which, like, if you remember in the original series, it started off as like an Asian girl.
Yeah, and
but
they
turned
changed
it into a black girl. She might be like a half black in this. Here.
Are all the rest of them white?
No. So the Blue Ranger, Billy, is actually black.
Okay.
In this, and then the Black Ranger, is a white guy. Let's see here. I will look here because they will show.
You're showing me a picture.
So no, so it's. I don't think the Yellow Ranger is a black girl, but it's this brunette girl that looks. Maybe she might have some sort of ethnicity, maybe some sort of Hispanic or something.
Yeah. But she's certainly not Asian, which is the good thing, because
not Asian and definitely not black, which I guess doesn't matter. But Here's okay. So yeah, it looks like the Black Ranger is Asian.
Okay.
So
I mean, that's fine.
they
I
wanted
mean,
an ethnically diverse cast as the original Power Rangers was, kind
but
of.
this time it's
But
correct. This time it's not offensive.
yeah, this time it's not like, oh, you Asian, you Yellow Ranger. Like that was what I just said was probably more offensive than
Than the actual
yeah.
thing.
So yeah, so Billy is black. He's the Blue
Okay.
Ranger,
All
and
right. All right.
Kimberly is the pink. She's white, and Zach is
Yeah,
he's some
Zach's
sort of
the white.
Asian.
Well, Zach's the Asian one.
Yeah, so Zach is the Black Ranger,
Okay.
and then Jason is
Oh yeah.
is yeah.
The Red Ranger.
And then Trini is the Yellow Ranger. See, I only ever remembered Kimberly, Jason, and Billy, and then who was the Green and White Ranger? Was his name Michael or something?
Honestly could not tell you at all.
I think it might have been Michael, but we'll see. So yeah, new Power Rangers movie coming out, and we will see how it turns out.
Is there a release date for it yet?
I'm gonna look that up right now.
Cool. Also, they just I don't know if Jared heard the news about
Next year.
Next year.
2017.
So yeah, we'll probably end up seeing it. I guess. Another remake that was just sort of announced, and I don't know if you've heard about this yet. I certainly haven't talked to you about it yet. American Werewolf in London is getting remade. Which I am not in favor of. Which I'm not in favor.
There's no actual release date.
There's no actual.
Oh wait, no, never mind. March 24th, 2017, and I'm not seeing a rating on here yet, but we'll see. The Wikipedia page is already saying potential sequels for it. We'll see how it turns out for
the Power Rangers.
For the Power Rangers
yeah.
movie.
So, but how do you feel about American Werewolf in London getting remade? I'm not for it at all. But I mean, I think it's his son is directing it. John Landis' son, or a relative of him. But yeah.
Tommy is the name of the Green and White.
Okay.
Right.
Tommy is the Green Ranger.
All right. So, anyways, unnecessary. Why are we remaking? Why? Just like RoboCop, I say why. Why not do a sequel or something? You know what I mean? Like, or why does it have to be a reboot or a remake? They called the RoboCop reboot a reboot, but it's a fucking remake. Like, what are you? How are you rebooting it? Like, how? I don't know, man. It's just So
we're both opposed to this idea.
Well, what's the point? I'm gonna see a werewolf transformation done fully in CGI now,
and so
where the first one was all practical and is perfect as it is. Like I just don't see the point of any of it, and I'm sure that this new one will leave a lot less to the imagination
for sure
than the old one did. It's just I don't know.
Because like normally when you remake, okay, so Halloween. They remade it. I sort of understand why.
I don't.
But this one, I really don't know why. Because Halloween is a franchise.
I'm shuddering at Ricky's. Ricky just tweeted a punishment for me.
Oh man.
I'm shuddering. It's like the absolute worst case scenario.
Oh man. But anyway, okay. So Halloween, it was a franchise that had a lot of sequels. So I can understand why they would remake it for a new generation, I guess. But this one, it's its own thing. And I don't think enough time has really passed for them to make another one. And I don't think they should make another one at all, frankly.
Well, there is a sequel.
Well, a sort of half sequel. I don't know if it's an official sequel, like American Werewolf in Paris. But still. Like, I think if you're, like, remaking something, it should be something where there's a reason to remake it. In this one, like American Werewolf...
Well, look, there's movies out there that had great concepts that didn't fully execute it that well. remake them. You know what I mean? Like, try and get it right this time. Movies that got it right the first time,
You don't
you don't
need.
need to remake them. And if you want to cash in on that franchise, just make a sequel,
Yeah.
in my opinion. Like, but
Because for not saying that American Werewolf in London is as good as I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like a really good movie from like the 60s, like Apocalypse Now or something. Like a movie that's like iconic. It's a product of when it was made. It was perfect as it was. I don't see why you should remake it because you have the original, like something like fucking the 1931 Dracula. I can see remaking that because it's a timeless story, and the version with Bela Lugosi, although good, is extremely flawed. Very extremely flawed. American Werewolf in London, in my opinion, with the exception of The Wolfman, is the best werewolf movie of all time.
what about The Howling?
I
It's not as good as American
no
Werewolf.
it,
I'm just gonna.
because America, it works just as well as a comedy as it does a horror, and the horror elements of American Werewolf in London are just very good, where it doesn't get into satiring a horror movie. It's still very much a horror movie. And a very good one.
Well, a lot of people, not a lot of people, but like a lot of people in Hollywood seem to think that special effects have come a long way since the 80s.
They have come a long way, but that doesn't mean you should remake something that's
Have we? I just.
yeah, CG has done a lot, but a lot of
Yeah,
times
but
it looks
it's-
a lot of times it looks like absolute fucking trash.
90% of the time, I just feel like, yeah, the use of CG is here now, and it's like what we use now. I feel like as a result, special effects have
They-
regressed. Honestly, like it's just like
It's not as
it
impressive
doesn't
anymore.
look good to me. It's not a real thing. You can tell that it's not real, and therefore, like it just kind of takes me out of the moment. Now, some practical effects, they didn't always look good.
But there was something there.
But there was something. It was something physical that was actually happening on the screen. And for every practical effect that doesn't look good, there's one that looks fucking amazing. That's just like that just looks fucking real. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh man, I don't know. I'm trying to think of an example
Of a
of just like a practical effect that was just like,
not good or good.
no, that's like really good.
Okay,
That's
so
just-
best practical effects I've probably ever seen is from John Carpenter's The Thing. And some of the worst CG effects I've ever seen are from the prequel, the prequel
Is it a
remake.
prequel?
Yeah, it takes place before. Yeah, because don't you remember the ending of the 2010 thing? Do you remember what the ending was at all? What are you watching now? Oh, you're fucking creeping, dude.
No, that girl just followed us.
Oh, so shout
thanks
out
for the follow, Alexis Amato.
Amato. She goes to Kent.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thanks for the follow. But yeah, the ending of the remake reboot of The Thing leads directly into John Carpenter's version with the dog running into the distance, and then the dog shows up in the 80s version. What are you doing? Every time we do a podcast, Jared is just never paying
It says
attention
the
to what we're
caption
doing.
is, thank you for your service.
Thank you for your. What is this in reference to?
It's Veterans Day.
Oh, okay, I got you. Goddamn. Whew. That
Well,
one.
fucking close it out, bro. Fuck.
Maybe I want to look at it a little
It's
bit
like
more.
Mike Pence and like a fucking like
Camo bikini.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, I'm opposed to a remake of American Werewolf in London. I think that the CG has brought like special effects down. It's lazy and it looks bad.
I wouldn't say it was lazy because it still takes a lot of man hours. It's just spent in an editing room rather than being on set, doing stuff that looks cool.
It's lazy. And,
All right, I will tell you firsthand from doing CG effects, even though the minimum ones I've done, it's not lazy work. But it's different. It's cheaper.
say that as you sit in your fucking chair and fucking clicking away on a computer doing your fucking thing.
All right, man.
While my boy Tom Savini
I
is back there
okay.
fucking slaving under a fucking thing.
I
for...
1000% agree that practical effects are better. I'm just saying CG effects still take skill. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not saying it doesn't take skill. It's not what lazy means. I say lazy just means.
Oh, it's lazy on the filmmakers, I guess, because they're just fucking do it in post.
Yeah,
yeah, it's lazy in that regard. Yeah.
I just I'm a firm believer in practical effects. So whatever.
To be fair, I was one of those directors that said several times, "We'll fix it in post."
I'm one of those podcasters that says we'll fix it in post. So anyways, yeah. Didn't we have something else to talk about?
They released
Rogue One international
Rogue
trailer.
One international trailer. I believe it's the last trailer that we're getting until the movie comes out this December. What did you think of the Rogue One trailer, Jared? Have you been keeping up with all the Star Wars trailers and stuff, or like this is the first one you've seen in a while?
I watched the trailer for Episode 7, but I mean, I still haven't seen Episode 7.
Damn.
I still haven't seen Episode 1. So I mean,
skip it.
Like, that's what I hear. So I'm probably never going to watch Episode 1. But I played the Pod Racer game for N64.
The best aspect of Star Wars Episode 1 is Star Wars Pod Racer for N64.
Yeah.
And I will still play that game. It probably has not aged well, quite honestly, but I would still play it just to relive some many. I've put fucking
They had a cool
so
arcade cabinet for it. Where
I've never played it in an arcade.
It was like an actual like little pod racer.
Oh, really?
Thing that you had like the levers and stuff.
That's pretty cool, actually.
Star Wars has some good arcade cabinets because at that theater that we saw Hateful Eight,
yeah,
they had that fighter.
Right?
Was it a TIE fighter that you were?
Yeah,
using?
it was a TIE fighter. Yeah.
So you were actually fucking Empire.
Yeah.
In that, so
you got to be the bad guys.
Yeah. And so, I don't know what to say about this trailer. The Death Star is in it, and so is Darth Vader.
Are you gonna see the movie?
Probably not in theaters.
I think we should give us something to talk about on the show. And you're the one that's complaining, oh, we never get any views. If we do a Star Wars episode the week it comes out, it's very well marketing. Very good. Much good.
Okay, whatever.
Quite excellent marketing.
Maybe we'll go see it. I don't know. Fucking Doctor Strange came out this week, and you didn't fucking go see it.
Yeah, because I don't want to fucking see it.
Well,
I mean, I almost went to see it because a bunch of friends were going, but then they didn't want to go anymore.
Well, like sometimes you have to make professional sacrifices.
I was going to go. No one went. If the group was going, I would have gone. But they said, hey, we'll do it another night.
We can't just fucking wait until the next Quentin Tarantino movie comes out to talk about it on the podcast. So we should probably... I'd maybe like a week too late to see Doctor Strange now. But the next Marvel movie that comes out, we should probably go see it.
Probably. I would say so. I don't know. So Star Wars Rogue One, I will definitely be seeing it opening night most likely because I'm a fucking nerd. So I'll probably be seeing it the day it comes out. I don't know about Jared. He can come with me if he wants, I guess. If we go to Ashtabula to see it, I mean, I know I'll be getting the Amigo discount. So.
You mean walk in?
I mean, just like walk in, just be like, hey.
Well, that means that I'll probably go with you if at all possible. So. You get that free popcorn and the free fucking entry.
Yeah.
So
when I saw Episode 7, I got in for free too in Kent. My boss actually paid for me to go, so that was interesting. Got a free pass, you know the deal. But yeah, Star Wars Rogue One. I will see it. Jared will see it.
Didn't you see it at like the critics viewing?
That was Evil Dead.
Oh, okay.
Evil Dead, the remake in 2013. I saw with a bunch of critics. Who were reviewing it for newspapers, YouTube, all kinds of stuff. It was interesting. I don't know how I swung that. That was free. But yeah, that was fun too. So yeah, there's not much else to talk about. I guess, did you watch any wrestling this week?
No.
Okay, so basically Seth Rollins is the 5th member of Team Raw, unsurprisingly. And on SmackDown, Baron Corbin got kayfabe injured, and he's now being replaced by Shane McMahon on the team.
Okay, good. So so Shane will be taking a stupid bump at some point in the match.
Yeah, for
And,
sure.
yeah. Maybe he'll even be like the last guy standing for SmackDown.
I don't know. I mean, the finals is probably going to be AJ and Roman. If I had to guess,
Roman?
Roman. It might be Braun Strowman in the finals. Who knows? I mean, he fucking demolished the entire Raw team this week, by himself. So they're really building him up to be a monster, unless they put him against Bray, like in like one of the matches, and then like Bray does some fucking, "Oh, you were my brother" thing, and then Braun Strowman just fucking quits. I don't know. But yeah, Jared, you gonna say anything? You're just gonna play with that fucking
I don't. I
whatever
haven't watched wrestling.
whatever
I
you're
haven't
playing
watched
with.
wrestling this week, so I don't know. They're giving me the go home cue because it's about 50 minutes in.
The go home cue.
Yeah.
Jared looks at the computer screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can go home. You're actually at home, but either way, hopefully in the next couple weeks we'll have a guest on the show. We were supposed to have one this week, but it didn't work out. So maybe next week or the week after we'll be able to have someone cool on the show to talk about some stuff with you guys. Again, thanks for checking out the show. If you haven't seen Lost on VHS yet, go check it out. Check out our compilation of October to get the very best of what we were talking about in October. And this is Buddy the Bruiser signing out, and we will see you guys next week.
Yeah. Make sure you follow us on Twitter and all that stuff at Dynamite Jared at Buddy Candela.
Oh yeah, by the way, we didn't get political on the podcast this week, but Trump is president. I was fucking pissed. Go follow me on Twitter and see everything I fucking said. So
Trump did win the president he's been elected our next president. And we'll see how it goes, but it does not look good, so
it does not look good.
Hopefully it goes well. I mean, that's all you can hope for is the best, but we got protests all across the country right now, and I just want to tell everyone that's listening that if you're protesting, be safe.
Don't be a dick. Don't be violent.
No violent protesting. Just, do your thing, hold up your signs, do your chants, get your point across without violence, and don't incite any violence, and just make a stand up for what you believe in, and try and take your country back, and
try to protest to get the Electoral College abolished.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or to get the Electoral College to get Hillary in, because the Electoral College still hasn't
they still have to make
yet.
the official. It's on December. There's actually a petition you can sign. If you're interested in signing, I'll tweet it out for you, I guess. For the Electoral College to reverse their supposed decision. Well, what they're supposed to, because Hillary won by over 200,000 votes. Which is a lot, because the last time this happened was with Al Gore and Bush, and it was only by a couple votes. This is by a very, very substantial amount. So it could possibly get overturned. Who knows? There was 15,000 votes for Harambe, and there were votes for Stone Cold too. So
which I understand.
I understand Stone Cold.
So I mean, I don't want to get political and tell everyone like who to vote for, or who should be president or whatever. I personally believe that the way that Donald Trump has run his campaign has been kind of hateful, racist, sexist.
All of the above.
And I don't think that that's fit to be president. And so I, wanted Sanders, but I had to settle for Clinton.
Yeah, same.
And so it's tough because Hillary's not exactly
the best
person on the planet either, but it's a tough election, and Donald Trump, it looks like he won, and it looks like he's going to be our next president. And so just for those that are protesting, just be safe. And for those of you that wanted Trump to get in, I guess congratulations.
Whoever you are.
I don't know.
I don't know any of you
I
personally,
don't.
but whoever you are.
I mean, I know a couple of you personally, but it's your reasons for wanting Trump still kind of baffle me. But I
but hey, I
it
mean,
is what it is, and it'll be in the next 4 years will be interesting, and I'm gonna try and stay positive about it,
on the
which
plus
I
side,
guess is my privilege as a heterosexual
Yeah.
white male.
On the plus-
I don't. I'm just. But what I mean by trying to stay positive about it is that I already know that I'm basically unaffected, aside from possible economic repercussions
right.
that come from this. But
A lot of our friends
a
are
lot
not.
of a lot of my friends are affected by it, and just because I'm a heterosexual white male does not mean that I don't care about that stuff, because I believe strongly in equality, and and so I don't think that Donald Trump fully represents equality, and that's why he's not my candidate. That's why I will not acknowledge him as my president ever, unless he proves everyone wrong,
Which I don't see.
which I don't see happening. I've read some articles recently that he's said some things recently.
He's been very PC the last few days, but
Yeah.
again, that's been a few days.
Yeah. So I mean, it seems like he might be kind of turning over like a new leaf. Maybe for some reason ran a hateful campaign just to get
elected,
elected, and then was just like, in the biggest swerve in U.S. history, I was like, "Ha ha! I'm actually a fucking liberal Democrat or whatever," But I don't fucking know what the hell's going on anymore. But be safe out there protesting.
we'll see what happens.
There has been a rise in racist acts since it was announced that he won, which is just absolutely terrible. It's deplorable, and anyone out there that's doing those things, fucking, you're disgusting. And, and that's all I have to say to you. So,
but on a positive note, we're gonna get a lot of good punk albums, and we're gonna get a lot of good stand-up comedy the next couple years.
The stand-up comedy industry is going to be fucking through the roof, but that was already set in stone. Whether Hillary or Trump won,
the
stand-up comedy scene was going to get a lot of new material. And, we saw a slight decline in the stand-up comedy material after George Bush.
Because Obama was doing it himself. He was the stand-up comic. We didn't need
Obama was
one.
running the comedy scene. But, yeah, man. I don't know. It's a scary time to kind of live in America right now. And
but we will end on a positive note. Iman Shumpert was very, very amused.
The Cavs met with
Obama,
with my president,
our president,
Barack Obama, and Iman Shumpert was blown away by the podium movement. So this is Dynamite Jared signing off,
and this is Woody the Bruiser signing off. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you guys next week. Stay safe, and we will see you next week. I fucking suck at grammar and talking. All right, fuck.